Hi, FlossTube. Long time no see. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're just discovering me. Hopefully it'll be better this time around. We're gonna try this again. So I have not made a video for 5 years. I think it's been about that long. And I'm excited to get back into it. So I kind of stopped stitching so much around 2021, I think, and a big part of that, I think, was I discovered diamond painting. So I have been pretty much exclusively diamond painting for a few years, and then I picked up my stitching again, I think last summer, and I also discovered in that time that I now have an LNS where I live, and I did not have one before, and it is less than 5 minutes from my house. It is 2 streets that way. So that has very much contributed to me getting back into stitching. So, and I've been stitching a lot more, and I am not diamond painting as much. I still diamond paint maybe once a week, but I don't do very much on a painting. So that is where I have kind of where I've been. So yeah, it's just been a long time. So I am just gonna get right to it. There will probably be a couple of whips that you have seen before that I have kind of picked back up in the recent months. Haven't done a ton on them, and there is one that I have completely started over, so I don't even think I have as much done on it as I did last time you saw it. But we're just gonna get right into it. We're going to start with my first long dog samplers. So this first one is the first one I ever did. It is called Castles in the Air. I will try to insert photos up here if I can figure it out in editing. If not, I will leave just a link to the pattern on Long Dog's website. But this is Castles in the Air. Sorry about the wrinkles, but this is my start on that. I've done about 1 page, and it is on an 18 count opalescent Aida in the color Galaxy from Mystic Fabrics, and I'm stitching it in 310, all 310. And in the same vein, my other long dog that I'm working on is also being stitched in 310, but there's going to be a few other colors in here just because that's what it's called for. But this is considered a monochromatic one, and this is called the 7th Wave. This just came out, I think, at the start of the new year this year. It is kind of a surfer. It's a tribute to surfers, but it's also to tribute the movie Point Break with Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves, which is one of, I don't know if it's one of my favorite movies, but it's a movie that has nostalgia for me because I grew up watching it, and I really do love it. This is my small start on it. There is a whale I'm out of practice. Hopefully I'll get better at holding these up. But this is the whale. I started this one in the middle because my fabric is either going to be just the right size or it could be too small. From top to bottom, this is 18 inches and the pattern is 17.5 inches tall. So I'm hoping that it just goes right up to the selvage, if not a little, hopefully below the selvage on both ends. So that's why I started in the middle. And this is the start of my whale. This whale, so far, I think this is about 700 stitches. That's a lot of stitches for one whale. So I had to stop for a little while. But this is on, it's another Mystic fabric, but it's on 32 count Lagana, and the color is Olympia. So there was that one. I really like stitching with one color. I think it goes fairly quickly, and I like that. I like that it goes fairly quickly. I pretty much have the same project bags that I always had. Next is my full coverage pieces that I'm working on. So I think last time I was working on Once Upon a Fairy Tale. I started Once Upon a Fairy Tale. I'm kind of over that one. I'm kind of over that one. I did not get very far. I don't even know what computer it's on anymore, what file it's in. So I was like, I'm not really interested in stitching it anymore. So I started something else on the same fabric, just on the other side, on the other end. And hopefully I can just use it for this. But this is Rose Library from Unconventional X Stitch, and the artist is Ivy Dollamore. I learned about Ivy Dollamore from diamond painting. She does a lot. Her art is used in a lot of diamond paintings, and this is one of them that was made into a diamond painting. And I really liked the artwork, but I could not bring myself to buy the diamond painting. And now I'm just kind of like, I don't really want to buy art that I can get in a cross stitch pattern as a diamond painting, because I would rather cross stitch it. So I got this. This is my little start. I do stitch cross country, one color at a time, by page, but if I have enough thread to go into the page below it or something, I will do that, because I do not park. I don't like parking, never have. I've never really liked parking. Oh, by the way, Nerd Hoops, I just discovered these since I started stitching again. I love them. I love them. I am not really using Q-snaps anymore. So I'm stitching this 2/1/10 stitch, and it's 32 count, easy count. So there's that one. And like I said, I'll try to insert pictures if I can figure out how to do that. My next whip is Heaven and Earth Designs. I think this is on 20 count, easy count fabric. I think it's 20. It's 2/2 full cross. And this is Enchanted Flute by Josephine Wall from Heaven and Earth Designs. And obviously 310. I did park this one just because I wasn't using... Okay, so I discovered, since I have Apple products, I discovered Markup RXP. So it's similar to Pattern Keeper. I know a lot of people prefer Pattern Keeper, but I don't really know the difference. I've never used Pattern Keeper, and I absolutely love Markup RXP. So I started stitching this before I discovered Markup RXP, so I did stick with one page at a time and then just parked it on the next page from the PDF pattern. So I'm gonna, and I haven't stitched on this since I discovered Markup RXP like a couple of months ago. So I'm going to, when I pick this back up, I'll finish this black wherever it is down here. But yeah, this is the progress on that. I still have my same project bags, Harry Potter's and mostly Garon tote bags. This next one you have seen before. It was my memory keeping piece for StitchCon. Wow, sorry, the wind is really crazy. It was my memory keeping piece for StitchCon from 2019. And it is Ride Forth Singing by Lindy Stitches. And yeah, I still really love this. I really love this. I haven't really picked it up a lot lately, but I've made progress since I last showed it. Not a ton more, but just a little more. I did a lot more of the words. I should probably back up a little bit. You can't really see it. I did a lot more of the words and more of the flowers. I still really love this. This is being stitched on Under the Sea Fabrics 32 count Joblin in the color Sea Witch. So there is that one. My next one I got at StitchCon 2021 because I did go to StitchCon that year. This is not my StitchCon memory piece for 2021, although I might make it that because the piece I picked, it's not my favorite, but I want to finish it. I still like it, but it's not my favorite. But this is From Nature to My Needle by the Blue Flower. It says, I count not my day complete till needle, thread, and fabric meet. And I really like it. I've never really stitched, I guess the Lindy Stitches is kind of, not really, kind of like a sampler, but this is more of a sampler to me. So I really like that, and I'll just hold it up here because this is where I've gotten on it. I love stitching. I love stitching that sheep. I'm on a sheep kick now for some reason. But yeah, this is my start on this. This is basically the first page. And this is being stitched on Under the Sea Fabrics 36 count linen in the color Rose Myrta, and I am stitching it 2/2. So it's thick. It is thick because I've never been a 1/2 person. I like stitching with 2 strands so I can loop start. So I did this 2/2. I like it. I like it like this, but I have recently started something 1/2 on 36 count, and I love it just as much. So I don't know which one I'll stick with. So I like this. I like how much it stands out, but I also think I would like it if the stitches were thinner. I think it would be more delicate and everything. So there is that. I'm just going to toss this over to the side instead of having to put everything back in the bags. So this is my StitchCon 2021 memory keeping piece, and it is a small. If you've watched my channel, you know that I typically prefer larger projects just because they feel like they'd be more satisfying to finish to me. I'm starting to want more small things though, just so I can put them around my house. But this is Tired Trio from Plum Street Samplers. It's just the little sloths. And I definitely like it. And I am also stitching this on 36 count linen 2/2. And this is from Color and Cotton, and the color is Stratus. And so this is where I am on this one. I did loop start my variegated floss, so they're a little variegated, but they're also kind of a blend, more of a blend, I guess, but I like it. And then my needle minder. I don't really use needle minders, honestly, for the most part, but this one kind of lives on here. It's the Luna Lovegood, of course, Harry Potter. And I love Luna. So there is that one. That's what I have done on that one so far. I definitely want to get this one done because I'm honestly just tired of having it in my rotation. I like it, but this is a new start in the last couple of weeks. I've had it for a while, but this is Anne of Green Gables from Soda Stitch. I love Anne of Green Gables. I grew up watching the Canadian miniseries. I owned it. I still own it now. Watch it all the time, and I love it so much. And this is my small start, just the first square with the current wine. And I'm stitching this. It's showing up really light yellow, but it's very, yeah, that's not going to change. It's very neon. It's more neon yellow. It's much brighter, much more of a greenish yellow than it's showing up on camera. But it's 32 count Lugana from Mystic Fabrics in the color Glow. So that's my little start on that one. I need to buy more project bags because I am sharing project bags with a lot of my projects. Okay, so this next one, I showed a start of this one in my last video because I did go back and watch my last video just to see what was I working on, what did I show. And this is Mirabilia Garden Prelude. So I stitched this on a similar fabric to the called for. It was a natural linen. And I had the idea of not the idea. Of course I didn't come up with this, but I was like, I want to stitch the skin 1/1, even though I have never stitched a Mirabilia before. I'm going to stitch 1/1 skin. So I did. I stitched a lot of the skin 1/1, and I hated every second of stitching on it. And it got to the point where I couldn't tell if I stitched part of the violin in 1/1, if I messed up and stitched the violin 1/1 and mixed it up with her skin, with the part of her skin. So I decided to rip it out and start over on the skin. Well, I was doing 1/1 skin, obviously, on 32 count, and for some reason, I could not get my needle to pull out those stitches on 1/1. I tried cutting the stitches with scissors while trying not to cut the fabric, and it would cut it, but I still couldn't pull it out with my needle. I tried a seam ripper. That did not work. That did not help me be able to pull the stitches out. So I just decided to start it over again. And I decided I didn't want to stitch it on the same color fabric. I wanted something brighter because I was like, the natural linen kind of is depressing me. I want something that's like a happier color, even though it might not. I was worried it might not go with the the archways in the background because she's supposed to be inside of a building, and I wanted to use this blue fabric. And so I debated for a long time, and then I saw someone else's finish where they stitched it on a variegated fabric that had, like, I think it was blues and purples and even oranges, and it was kind of the color blue that I have, and I was like, okay, I like that. I like that on that blue, with the blue color, so I'm going to stitch it on this after all. So here's my very small start. And it is blue. It looks like it is purple. It looks purple in the camera, but it is a blue fabric. It is called Silver Mist, and it's another Mystic fabric on 32 count Lugana. I don't understand what's happening to the colors. It's probably my light, because my light is making me look orange and I'm in front of red curtains. So I might need to change where I film next time. We'll see. So there's that one. And my final whip that I just started this week, I've kind of been on a schedule where I stitch 1 week on projects before I put them away, or I keep them out for a week. I don't stitch on them for 1 week because some days I do, because I do work full time. I work 6 days most weeks. I work 6 days a week. So I don't get a lot of stitching time, especially during the week when I am exhausted from work at the end of the day. So I'll keep things on my hoop for a week. And if I still want to stitch on them, I'll keep them for longer. And this one's been on the hoop for about a week, but it is the Cottage Garden Samplings Fabulous House number 6, and it's the tree house. This is the only one I have so far. But here it is, and I'm stitching it on 36 count linen 1/2. So this is the one I'm doing 1/2. It is Color and Cotton Edinburgh linen in the color Ozark. I think this is an exclusive color to Fabric of the Month. It's a green. It's not as light as it's coming off. It's a little bit darker of a green, but I thought it would be fun to stitch it on a green fabric because it's a tree house. They're in a tree, and I know there's like the tree things here, but I like it. I like it on the green. I like it on this green, and I wanted to use this fabric because I've had it for a long time, and it's really beautiful. So I think this was an exclusive. This hoop needs to be tightened. It was an exclusive color because I think their Fabric of the Months are exclusive colors. I'm not in it anymore, but I wish I was. I looked the other day to get it back into it, and they're full. So, oh well. So there's that. And that is all of my active whips that I'm working on right now. So that's about nine whips. I'm trying to figure out a schedule. I don't really like schedules when it comes to my hobbies. I'm very much a mood person, and I want to stitch what I want to stitch. So yeah, but I really would like to finish things. So that's where I'm at. Okay, so I have a little bit of haul from my LNS. My LNS is the Stitching Kitten in South Carolina. So if you're anywhere near South Carolina and you don't have an LNS, they are online as well, and they're great. It's a mother-daughter a mother-daughter store, and I pre-ordered one of their market designs from the August marketplace, and I went back to work right after that, and I never picked it up until last Saturday. So that's what I went to get, because they do have their own designs, Caroline Designs cross stitch patterns under the Stitch & Kitten brand. So she's doing a series called Exploring the Seasons, and the first one was called Autumn Stroll. But yeah, this is the Stitch & Kittens logo, and it's really pretty. It's like, this is supposed to be water reflecting everything around. Like, those are her shoes while she's walking across the water. This is the reflection in the water, which is kind of a little bit of the theme of this series, is like reflection things. And of course, I love autumn, so I had to pre-order this. And I did pick up some fabric to go with it. It's just a Zweigart linen in the color Mushroom Mocha, and it's 32 count. So it's just a basic Zweigart linen, kind of a natural color. But yeah, it's not coming in very well. So when I went the other day, I know that they had the second one come out this winter in the series, so of course I picked it up. The third one, the spring one, is coming to market in Nashville next month, and of course I'm going to be picking that one up. I've already got my cart filled with my pre-orders with the Stitch & Kitten. And this one is called Winter Glide. And I really love this one. I love ice skating. I haven't been in years, but I love roller skating and ice skating. And this one just has the trees kind of reflecting into the ice, and then a little bit of her, I guess, down at the bottom. But this is like, oh, full coverage. The autumn one, actually, I forgot to say this. This one, that's the back. Sorry. This one, it's a lot of half stitches. It's a lot of half stitches to get the effect of the reflection being lighter. So all this is half stitched. This is half stitched up here. I think the main full stitches is the log that she's walking on and her shoes and stuff. So it's less full coverage, but I mean, it's a lot of full covered areas, but it's half stitches. And this is all full stitches. So this will be fun to stitch, but I'm going to start with Autumn Stroll. That's why I got the fabric. So that might be a new start next time I do a video. And then, so everything I got was a Stitch & Kitten pattern. And this one is one that I saw in August when I went, but I didn't pick it up because I did not have the budget for it because I wasn't working at the time. So I picked it up this time, and it is called Waterside Story Time. And she's just reading. She's sitting on like a little tuft next to some water and reading a book with some animals around her. I am a reader. I'm a big reader. Lately it's audiobooks more than actual books because of my job. At my job, I can listen to audiobooks all day if I want to, because I am a custodian. So I do my job while I listen to audiobooks. So that is what my work day is like. So I've listened to a lot of books at work. I think that's about it. I don't really have any plans, to be honest. I don't really make plans when it comes to cross stitching. I just kind of go with it. Oh, that's not it. My biggest haul item is my birthday gift from my husband in January. And I got a Lowry. I got a Lowry stand in the color fuchsia, and I got it from Lindy Stitches because she's a Lowry vendor now. Like she sells Lowry stands. She's a certified Lowry person. So I got this in the color fuchsia, and I love it so much. It's so nice. It is so nice to have my stuff on a stand, and I can stitch two-handed because that's how I like to stitch. And before I was just, stitching one side with the other hand holding the frame, then switching hands, and this hand now holding the frame and stitching the other side. So it's much easier this way, so I don't actually have to hold the frame, and it's definitely easier on my hands because as a custodian and a person who does have carpal tunnel, I struggle with like numbness in my hands a lot, and my hands are just very weak after work, which is part of why I think I moved to diamond painting for a long time, because it wasn't as rough on my hands after work. And then, so I'm at the same job that I was at in my last video. However, I did leave for about 2 years because of health issues. So I left that job for about 2 years. I am back at that job now, which is what I wanted. So I'm at the same job that I was at back in the day. So it was kind of rough on my hands. I think that's why I switched to diamond painting, because it's easier to just kind of hold a pen and do your thing than it is to use both of your hands or even one of your hands, like to hold a frame and stitch. It's different motions. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't cross stitch very much, because my hands were just not good with it. I still have numbness and stuff, but it's worth it. I don't really care. I want to stitch. So that is, I think that's everything. Yeah, no plans really. I guess if I had to plan something, it would be, I'm really enjoying working on the treehouse, so I might just continue that this week. And when I get tired of that, I am going to start Autumn Stroll. So I don't know when I'm going to touch my whips again. I'm going to try to have a video up once a month, if not more often than that. It's just going to be like when I feel like I have enough content that I've stitched enough, or 1 month. It's not going to be like, so I may put up a video for a month and I've only stitched on maybe a couple of things and that's all I have to show, but I'll still do a video. I'm still going to do a video. So yeah, I think that is it for now. My next video, I'm not sure if I'll have market releases by then. I'm not sure how that's going to work, because I'm ordering from the Stitch and Kitten and then I'll just be able to pick them up from there. I don't even know what the date for market is. I know it's in March, but maybe I'll have some goodies to show from my market pre-orders. We'll see. So yeah, I think that is it. And thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you feel like you would like it here, I would appreciate a subscribe from you. Feel free to leave a comment down below. I will try my best to respond to comments. I love getting comments, and I'm going to try to respond to all of them. So just feel free to talk to me. All right, I will see you later. Bye.